Hi, Tor. October is Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. I caught up with Patrick and Kristen Rickey, who experienced a miscarriage with their first child. This year, they published a book to help other parents going through the same thing.
I think it's probably been brewing in our hearts for a good long time.
Patrick and Kristen Rickey spent a year and a half writing their book, No Matter How Small. They wanted to help people learn more about miscarriage and stillbirth pregnancies. It was published this year on April 21st, the original due date for their first child, Stephen.
We lost him 20 years ago this month. Our story started out the young in love couple wanting to grow their family, and now we're the old couple. We feel like we're sort of a little farther down the path and that we could write something that would help somebody today that's maybe just starting their journey.
The book follows 3 unique stories of pregnancy loss based on real-life scenarios. It talks about how the parents work through the loss, but also discusses afterbirth topics that people might have questions about.
Having been there ourselves and been there with a lot of other families that walk through miscarriage and stillbirth, realize there's actually a lot of logistical, practical questions that come up to, about memory making or funeral services, or how do you remember the baby for years in the future. And so there's not just the heartwarming stories, but there's some real practical advice as well.
They say their biggest hope is that the book helps to normalize discussion about infant and pregnancy loss so that parents who have experienced it can feel comfortable talking about all of their children.
These children are real people that are a part of our lives, and when we lose that pregnancy, we lose our hopes and dreams, as well as a person that's really important to us.
And that person leaves their imprint on this world, and we wanted to honor the imprint that Stephen left on us, help them to know that this is not something that we need to be ashamed of.
You can read more about Patrick and Kristen's story over on WANE.com. In studio, Britt Soleil, WANE 15 News.